Okay, we're going to look at page 4 of the section 8.1 notes for Math 31. There was a video for page 3 also, and I'll probably have one more page after this, I think. Okay, we're going to look at angle combinations. So you might have a pair or a triplet, but in this first round, we're looking for angles that when you sum them add up to 90 degrees, and they are said to be supplementary. So the first angle we're going to look at is that one. And if I add the degree measures in that one, it would be 35 plus 55 degrees. And that adds up to 90 degrees. So those are definitely supplementary angles because they add up to 90 degrees. Another example of that might be a 30-degree angle here, and a 50-degree angle here, and a 10-degree angle there. I don't know if I have those right because I didn't actually measure them, but those angles add up to 90. 30 degrees plus 50 degrees plus 10 degrees adds up to 90 degrees. And you can kind of see that this angle here looks like a right angle, and therefore these are said to be complementary. Now there's a similar word that means something different. Supplementary means they add up to 180. Okay, so if this, for instance, is 40 degrees, and this is 45 degrees, and this is 105 degrees, well, if you take 105 plus 45 plus 40, then all those angles add up to a straight line worth of degrees, 180 degrees. So these are supplementary. Now, as you can maybe imagine, people get these two words switched. So you got to have some way to keep which one goes with 90 and which one goes with 180. So I'm going to give you maybe a little bit of a device to remember this here. If you're going on a number line, you're going to get to 90 first and 180 later. If you're going down the alphabet, you're going to find C first and S later. And the C stands for the complementary pairs or triplets or more. Ones that add up to 90 are called complementary, and the other ones, when they add up to 180, are said to be supplementary. Okay, we have a more practical problem here. It says that we have x degrees down in this corner, and the small angle is 25. It also tells us that this large angle that stretches from those outside rays is 85 degrees worth of opening. So what we have here is a case where the two smaller ones combined add up to not 90, but 85 in this case. So, by the way, these would not be complementary angles because they don't add up to 90. But we're going to figure out how much x is by subtracting 25 off both sides. So x is going to be a 60-degree angle. Okay, lines that cross each other. We're going to switch to lines now. When the lines cross each other, they're said to be intersecting lines. And we would call this, if these were streets, an intersection. When streets cross, it's an intersection. So intersecting lines are like streets that crossed. And if they cross at 90 degrees, we've got 4 90-degree corners here. That's one way to mark it. I'll show you another way in a second. So let me erase that way, and I'll show you another way to mark them as being 90-degree corners. Just put a little square in the corner. And those are said to be perpendicular lines. The streets of inner city Philadelphia run north and south and east and west. They're laid out in a grid. Now, the suburban part of Philadelphia is just spaghetti. Streets go any way that the people decided to put them. And it's very confusing when you're out in say Bryn Mawr or Bala Cynwyd or some of the other suburbs of Philadelphia. Very difficult to predict where the streets are going to lead. Benjamin Franklin laid them out in perpendicular fashion, and that's why you see a lot of 90-degree corners in the inner city part of, or the center part, the old part of Philadelphia, where Benjamin Franklin had his influence. Okay, and that does it for page 4. We'll pick up in another video for page 5.